Well, hello there. I am back, and I am really moved by what was in my spirit to talk about today. I thought I was going to have a break, but I had been meditating on this on yesterday, and because we are in domestic violence and sexual assault month, I didn't want it, like I said, just, before, I don't want this to be a message that is gender-based, because we have men who are being sexually harassed. We have men who are being raped, and young boys. And so I wanted to kind of talk about when I woke up this morning, it was still in my spirit burning. I said, well, then I'll talk about that tomorrow. But I felt that it was necessary for me to talk about it today because, when I woke up, I saw on the what they call The View, I saw them talking about sexual harassment, about, women being sexually harassed by men. But then the Lord started ministering to me about the fact that we have a lot of women who are sexually harassing men. We need to recognize the fact that these women are sexually harassing these men, and we have women who, they really don't care, if we find ourselves in a situation where, these men are being, provoked, or these men are being, feeling, intimidated by the woman. So they go head on and take the bait. But I'm trying to invite a few friends here today, and hopefully you all will share this message, because this is a very serious matter that's going on in the church today. And a whole lot of us, we don't recognize the fact that these women who are very, very provocative, it is because they are being challenged with a lot of stuff. So I don't want to go any further than that without first talking about my campaign. And we know we're talking about keeping my light on campaign, because we got a lot of young women and men that are dying today at the hands of people who are very violent and very angry. And then I'm going to jump right into my message, just talking about these women who are predators in the church and in the workplace. We're going to keep that real. Now, I don't know what done happened here. I got a little dark here because one of my lights blew out on my lights. But guess what? I got a light here. You see the light? Now, this light is just here just for me to remind you that you need to get a light like this, so you can turn that light on every time you think about the issues that are going on concerning what I'm talking about right now, and or those people in your family that's going through sexual assault or violence or whatever. And so anyway, from 12 o'clock noon until 6 o'clock a.m. every day, think about keeping your light on to remind the people in your house, to remind the people that you're dealing with that I'm here for you. You don't have to hold the secret in. You don't have to keep tolerating this stuff. There is help for you, okay? And so keep your light on with me, not just for the month of October, but every day. Think about this light. Even if you don't have it on, when you think about it, turn it on. Okay, I appreciate that. Because somebody had their light on and their doors open for me when I was going through my challenge. So I don't think about that, and that's why I do my campaign. I'm keeping my light on. Now, look. I want to read to you. You can go to Proverbs chapter 7. I want to read it, and I'm going to get into my message so I can talk to you really quick about this issue of predators. Now, we all have been there. We might as well face that. We all have been in some fashion, some kind of way. We may not have been a predator, but we know how to front that thing, especially if we are women, to be able to make sure that person know, I kind of got the hot for you, or I like you, or something. And so anyway, let's look at Proverbs chapter 7, and it reads as follows. My son, keep my words and lay upon my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye. Bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thine heart. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman. That means that's your close friend. That they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the strangers which flattereth with her words. For at the window of my house I looked through my casement, and I beheld among the simple ones. I discerned among the youths and young men, void of understanding, passing through the street near her corner, and he went the way to her house. In the twilight in the evening, in the black and dark night, and behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot and subtle of heart. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. Now she is without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at the corner. So she caught him and kissed him, and with an impudent face said unto him, that means a very strong face, I have peace offerings with me this day. I have paid my vows. Therefore I came forth to meet thee diligently to seek thy face. And I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works of fine linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love unto the morning. Let us solace ourselves with love. She said, for the good man is not at home. So see, our husband ain't home. He is gone a long journey. He had taken a bag of money with him and will come home at the day appointed. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. See, they know how to be very, very, with the right words to say. With her much speech, she caused him to yield with the flattering of her lips. She forced him. He goeth after her straightway as an ox goeth to slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stock, till a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasteth to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life. Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth. Let not thine heart decline to her ways. Go not astray in her paths. For she hath cast down many, wounded, yea, many strong men. These are strong men have been slain by her. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. My God, my God. And Dr. Murphy, why you want to talk about something like this? Well, I need to talk about this. See, because a whole bunch of people won't talk about the thing that we need to be doing right now to try to create a church without spot or wrinkle. And one of my ultimate goals is to be able to get us to understand some of the characteristics and some things that are going on behind the scenes, and they are happening in the church. It's sad to say, but it is real. They are happening in the church. And so many of the women today, as I talked about early on in this scripture, they have this real sexy way of trying to make sure that they woo their way in into a conversation or around their prey. And most of the time, they're doing this because they are desperate. I'm telling you right now, I never in my life seen so many desperate women just want a man either in the bed with them or to pay them some kind of attention. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting some attention from the opposite sex. But my God, when you have to prey on them, when you have to do things to try to get their attention in a way that is not godly, it's something wrong with that. Mm-hmm. And so I want to look at some of the stats here. It says that 1 in 3 women have been sexually harassed at work. Now, these are the ages that they're talking about, between the ages of 18 and 34. And, sad to say, in the church place, in the workplace, most of the time, these ages, and we can see in the church even, they're getting younger, because now they're watching, how you're supposed to dress, how you're supposed to wear the things, because most of the clothes that they're wearing today, I call them club clothes, because, the way the dresses are looking today that look like pour-ons, stuff that's clinging to the body, to make sure everything is revealed. I know in my life seen so many women, these things are so revealing. You can see the very imprint of their underwear, and most of them, of course, we can see they couldn't possibly have any on when everything looked like it's poured on. I know I'm talking to somebody. And so when we have these women who have went to a degree in the church, and when they have been watching even the women in ministry, I've seen so many first ladies that wear cling-on clothes. It just baffles me. We got to look at what are we doing? What kind of example are we really setting here? Especially if we're leading, if we're supposed to be the mother of the church, if we're supposed to be the one that's leading, that's seasoned to lead. You know, I'm not here to talk down anybody. I'm here to build up, to strengthen, to make sure we understand what we are doing to those who we're supposed to be leading. My God, I hope I'm helping somebody. And so in the church place and workplace, but I'm talking about the prey right now, how he has really superseded in this last day because of these young girls watching us as older women trying to prey on the men that a lot of them are attracted to too. Lord help us out. They are attracted to these men. They're attracted to these married men. They're attracted to these men who they know are already taken. And so they think, well, if you want her, she's all, she's pretty, plump and beautiful. And here I am all thin and Coke bottle shape. So let me prance around you and see if I can lure you in and get you somewhere where you can know that you can really be satisfied. You don't want her. My God, help us today. And the sad part about it, when we don't recognize this provocative dress that we're allowing in the church today. We have women who we call our elders, or these women who we call our mothers of the church, and they ain't doing nothing. They ain't holding no meetings no more. Because a whole bunch of them so cocky, they'll tell you off if you tell them to throw some scarf around their leg or across their breast. They ain't coming back, number one, or they're going to read you your rights about putting the scarf, or they're going to throw the scarf down. We need to understand that the provocative dress has been too accepted in the church today. This is the reason why we have a whole lot of marriages on their way to divorce court in the church. Because these men are weak today. Their eyes have been tainted with so much. And because these teen girls are watching and they're paying attention to how we're dressing, how it ain't nothing but let our boobs come all the way down and be shown, how it ain't nothing but us to wear a short dress, and really it's too short to even put a dress or a lap scarf over today. It ain't covering nothing because you might as well go on and just wear your miniskirt and be done. But the sad part about it is that we want to dress this way, then we want to sit on the front row and expect the pastor to be able to preach without paying this type of thing attention. Lord help today, I don't want to preach. But I'm trying to get you to understand that these teen girls, they're wanting this attention. These teen boys, they're wanting this attention. But when these young girls start to give phone numbers, give things out, passing envelopes with pennies in them or G-strings in them. Come on now. We need to look at the real matter here. What we are in allowing these women, teen girls, to pray in a way that is really, it's not common. We call this unrighteous thing common because it is what it is. Statistics show that there are more men that harass women sexually than it is women harassing men. But the fact of the matter is that when are we going to address these women that are preying on these men? I don't want to pray. Somebody got to address them. I'm addressing you, whether you like it or not. It's called a remote. It's called a finger. That means click it off, delete, do whatever you got to do. But my main important thing is for those who will hear me out, those who are mature, can hear what the Lord is saying to you, then you will begin to be bold and stand up and try to address, at least hold some kind of meeting against this type of behavior. God help us out. But yet you call yourself a women's ministry leader. You call yourself someone who is there counseling those who are going through sexual assault or whatever, but yet you're not trying to show them, you done been through sexual assault. You still want to dress this way? Let's look at a way we can tone this thing down because you don't like nobody looking at your body, but yet you want to show all your body. I know what I'm talking about. Lord help us all today. And so these women, these single women, we have a responsibility. And so sexually, these women are approaching these men, and horrifically, the age is getting younger, where these young girls don't care how old they are no more because they want attention. And these women who are lonely, and it's notorious that it's happening in a whole lot of these, singles ministries, where these singles ministries are really just pray camps where people can come in and be looking for somebody who will go to bed with them. It ain't really that they try to get in there to see how they can be of some type of support to one another. The ultimate goal is to see who can I get to see that I'm desperate and that I want a mate and that I hope that I might find my husband in this single group. I know I'm talking to somebody. And so as we begin to look at the situation, it has become taboo, where it is not something that we are trying to help people get better about, rather than trying to say we want to just accept you. You know, we're not going to accept this hell no more. We're not going to accept this type of taboo anymore. I think it's very important that we look at not just the church, but as we look at the family, the house. We even have those who are in their own houses that are going through challenges in their marriage. Or maybe it's not your daughter's father. And then here she is constantly saying that, you know, this is a sad thing, though, it's going on, that he is sexually looking at her, or he is trying to come in the room and while she's undressing, when actually she's inviting him in while she's undressing, because now she's got some type of blackmail, want to blackball him about something that she wants to get you to do, mother. So she'll use him if he don't get to agree with her, you to agree with her. Oh, I know I'm talking to somebody. And so we got to look at these family matters where there is siblings who are like in husband, your husband, wife, or sister's husbands, and so on. And in the church, you know, we got to look at, is it right for a man to go ahead and take the bait when the woman is sexually harassing him? Sexual harassment has gone way past for what it used to be over the years. And we got to recognize that there is going to be this type of mentality in the church everywhere. Many people don't like this kind of message because most of the time they are the prayer, or they are in this category. And so therefore, they don't want to talk about this, or they don't want to hear it. But I'm telling you right now, we got too many women who are sexting, boldly sexting, on Snapchat and everywhere else, showing their bodies while they're in bed, showing their genitals, and men too. But we got to recognize that these women who are being very provocative, showing their genitals and sexting and things like that, we got to recognize these women are desperate. These women don't care about their bodies anymore. And many of them, sad to say, are supposed to be in the Christendom, supposed to be believers, because they're desperate. You can see that they'll go as far as Snapchat to do sexting with these photos that are very provocative that you can see on the social networks, posing with their bodies against a wall and leaning and bending over. You can see their rear. There's something wrong with that. Come on now. I think that when we have gotten to the point that we can live our lives silently, allowing women and young girls to prey on men because they figure this is an easy thing to do, or this is something that is nothing wrong with being attracted to a man. The taboo now is you give him your phone number. The taboo now is you don't wait for a man to ask you out. You tell him, I want to go out with you. I want to take you to dinner. Lord, what's wrong with us today? You know, things have gotten to the point now there's no elegancy. There's no lady. Sunday. There's no lady in this thing. When are we women going to recognize the fact that you know you got these women in your church that are attracted to your spouse? You know you got these women that are young girls that are attractive to people in your ministry, and you're not dealing with that matter. Because what's going to happen eventually, that deacon or that leader is going to sleep with them. And then now what? You got it all on the news. You wouldn't try to handle it. Now they're trying to interview you about what happened to the single minister, how that happened, that he got with a 12-year-old, you know, how this happened that day in the daycare, because you don't want to look at the realistic part of this matter. It is still happening today, right in our face in the time that we're in. And so my prayer is that we look at not just the workplace. We got to look at the church place. We got to look at every place, to be honest. But the church is being infiltrated with these women praying on these meetings. And a lot of these married women, even first ladies, are being provocative with their dress toward these deacons. You know, and I never forget, you know, we got to look at this is a very serious matter. I never forget when, you know, I was going to church, and here I am going to church with my husband and thinking everything is good, and, you know, and here we are, the Huxtable going to church. But every time I got to church, you know, and I'm not boasting, but I was told that I had a very nice figure, you know, and I knew how to wear the fine hats and look real nice because, you know, I want to make sure I look good for my husband. But when I would get to the church, here comes the pastor. I always want to hold my hand. I know everybody know that old move. They want to put the little finger in your hand and do this little mumble. That means I want to sleep with you in the old time. Put his finger in my hand that way and tell me I'm so fine. I ought to give him a chance to talk to me that my husband don't know what he got. Now, this is the pastor that raised my husband from a little boy. God help us all. After that, what happened to me, I told him I don't want to go back to the church. He couldn't figure out why. But I knew if I told him why, he probably would beat that man down. But I had to keep that to myself because I didn't know what to do with that. I just resulted that I'm not going back. We are in an hour right now that if we're looking at this hell in the pulpit, pastors are having babies by their sheets. Women are going up, being very provocative, touching a pastor and placing in his chest and hugging him close and hugging him tight with her breast against his chest. I know I'm talking to somebody. Lord help us. And we have no etiquette to understand how to handle men to women encounters in, welcoming and fellowship and love. What happens is simply just a kiss on the cheek and move on. But now, they got something now they want to kiss on the neck and draw real close. I know recently a guy going to draw me real close to his chest for my breast to touch. I pushed him back and said, well, what are you doing? You try that one more time. I'm going to expose you. One more. You got one more time. Trying to let you go. He said, what? But see what it is, they want to see if you're going to play. I know I'm talking to somebody. Lord help us all. And so when we have this provocative attitude, when we have people who don't care that you've been moving in on me, sister, I like it. And some men don't like that because they feel, well, maybe I still got it, as they say. But what you're doing is you're allowing that spirit to set up in the house, and it's really called the house of Eli. Oh, I know I'm talking about. And so this testimony of where I'm at right now, it touched my heart when I saw these women up there on there talking about these women being harassed and things like that. And my heart went out because I was sexually harassed a lot, in places. I mean, even at the work. I never forget my boss's husband used to run me around places in the office whenever he'd come around and trying to touch me and stuff like that and grab me and trying to kiss me. And it bothered me. I didn't know what to do. This is my boss, his husband. Here he come cutting the yard with his noise. But anyway, this is the thing what I'm talking about. It's a real deal today. And so we got to recognize, we got to educate the body. We got to educate these young girls about what is not ladylike. It is not a lady to do that. It is not good that you will go up and do just because all girls do it. Because it is, I'm just showing my love. No, it's not God. It is not godly. And so we find that most of the men today, they don't tell. And why is that, Dr. Murphy? Well, because many of them are not going to tell because they don't look like that they don't look like that they're gay or weak. So a lot of men is not going to tell that they sick of this woman sexually harassing them. I had a leader, I'm not going to call out no pastor, but I had a leader who was in leadership, called me about a month ago, telling me about what should he do about these women in the church fighting over him. And he don't want neither one of them. God help today. He don't want neither one of them. But yet they're fighting over him, sexually harassing him, banging things and coming over uninvited and dressing provocative. So that's what do I do? I said, well, what have you done? That's number one. What have you said to them? I know I'm talking to somebody. What have you said to them? He said, well, I told both of them I'm not interested in a wife, because he's a single pastor. I know I'm talking to some single pastors. You're going through this stuff. So what are you going to do? Are you going to just keep this thing where, have them keep on giving you, because a whole bunch of them want that, because they get money and everything else from them. But I'm telling you right now, this is not of God. And God knows the thoughts, the motives, and the intent. I just read you the scripture in Proverbs chapter 7. Yeah. The way she wooed them in with her talk and her ways and her actions and don't care if you're married. And so we got to know this thing goes beyond the church. It's in the workplace. And it was very hard for me to go around because I didn't know. I was so green back then. I really didn't know. I didn't know what no fine means. I really didn't because I was so green. You say, I'm fine. I'm like, I don't know what that means. I guess I'm being a good girl. But what that was saying is that my body was shaped very well. And I didn't know, what these men wanted from me. I just figured, let's just go. They say, come here. And then I'm attacked, then raped by people I trusted. But I know I'm talking to somebody. In this month, this is why I'm bringing these issues out. It's our responsibility as leaders to talk about these matters. You know, not just in domestic violence awareness month and sexual assault awareness month. We got to talk about this continuously. So, you know, it don't move me at all for those that don't want to listen. I sound the alarm, and that is all I'm responsible to do. And once I've done my work for those who have heard me, then now you're held accountable to do something. So it's better that you don't listen, because you are held accountable for what you know. And so can men be sexually harassed? Yes, they can. Can women find themselves in these places where they said no, and yet the men still prey on them? Yes, they can. And so sexual harassment is any type of physical or sexual wording, whether it's explicitly sent through a text or whether it's sent through, even if it's just you at work and they constantly want to hold you around your waist. I hate all this crazy stuff. Want to hold your waist while they talking to you. I want to hold your neck or rub your arm all the time instead of going down your arm. Come on now. Some touchy-feely is a little too much. Some of it really, really is. And if you are anointed and can discern in the spirit, you should be able to see when you know that it's not a touch of God. It should make you sick. It should make you feel the Holy Spirit is being quenched. You should know that without even wondering if this is of God. I went to a meeting, and this person came up to me, and they hugged me, and I had to hurry up. I was about to throw up because I felt in the spirit when they hugged me, it was a spirit releasing from them of lust. Get back. Evil. In this last day, we got to be able to discern it. And we can't discern because our thoughts and our intents are open to this hell. Lord help us. And so when we begin to look at the harassment, on sexual harassment, and when we look at how many people are letting this go and not doing anything about it, number one, you should make sure that you go to, if you're at work, go to your, what they call your employee, assistance person, director, talk to them about what do you need to do with EEOC or whatever. But when you're at church, you need to get with an elder, one that you know that look like they're trying to dress right and live right. Get with those. You need to be prayerful even with them. Get with those who you know that God will send you to help talk to you about how you can tell them about the pastor or the deacon, whoever, that is harassing you. And vice versa. Bro, if you are being harassed by this woman, you need to get with the pastor or outside get counsel, because most of the time, they're probably going to say, oh, man, you know how these girls are. That's what's wrong with the church today. They want to just give them a little chat and say, man, just ignore them. No. You can't ignore this thing. You've got to address this matter. It's just like sitting in the church with women that are liking women or men liking men, because we have a lot of sexual harassment going by the populations who prefer the same gender, the same sex. So we're having sexual harassment. I had a case one time where they wanted to throw them out of the church because, I guess it was legitimate. They in the church, and they're making passes at the other women. This is a gay woman. They're making passes at other women, infiltrating the church with sexual harassment, women to women. Lord help us all. And so when we have this kind of thing going on, then what do we do, Dr. Murphy? Well, I think it's important that you sit down and talk to that person who is doing this. And after you talk to that person, you let them know you're bringing in the person who has told you that they're being harassed. So you're going to have to do what the Bible says. We're going to have to bring them together and come to some help and, resolve. Because we can't just take their word by it all the time. Because you never know, they might have been dating them and now they're mad, so they want them to go. Lord help us all so they can prey on another woman. So you're going to have to address it, in a clinical way, in a counseling way. And many of you that are trying to address this matter are getting sued because you don't know what you're doing. This is the reason why a whole bunch of them will not get the counsel or the education that they need. They just want to try to do this old school counseling, and the church is being sued because you don't know what you're doing. Lord help us all. So I'm saying that to you now. Don't just tap it on the hand. Don't just act like it's not something that needs to be addressed because it's just what girls do. or it's just what we are in this season of the times that it's like now. No, we got to address it. And so if you're at work, you need to deal with your employee assistant person, or if you're at church, I don't know if you're going to be able to deal with this thing right up front with a pastor who could be loose in the church too, that's letting it be like Eli Camp. I don't know. Keep it real. So you're going to need to make sure that you get with the people who are willing to hear it out and address the matter. And you women ministry leaders who are dealing with single ministries, I'm telling you right now, you're going to have to go to another dimension on trying to teach these young girls and these boys, because we got single men too, who think this is a taboo that makes a man big and strong and macho because you know how many of you done hit it and quit it, and how many of you know how to go to prey on them. They teach them that today. And so when you're finding these unwelcome type of requests, these sexual type of favors to get to a next dimension in your life of ministry, we're finding that, all these different things that are going on in the body of Christ. We got to know if you're a lady, or a girl, it is not like a lady to do what you're doing. If you're a man, it is not like a man. It is more perverted on both ends to be doing something to prey or to harass or to threat or to send pictures or act provocative around married couples or act this way around your own siblings, husband, and so on. It ain't God. I call it just totally predatory, just totally perverted. And people need help. So this sexually, explicit type of mentality to get a thing done or to be promoted or to go to the next dimension, God is watching over that. And so many of the people are in that place today because they don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to see about how am I going to address these things. Because I don't want to hurt my family member. I don't want to hurt my church. I don't want to hurt, my husband or say this thing because I don't want to lose my marriage. But I'm sorry. It's last day. It's going to have to be addressed. Okay? That's what I got for you today. Now, like I said, I don't know when I'm going to be here. I was supposed to be here hopefully tomorrow. I was going to be here, but I always be here, like I said before, whenever you say be here. That's when I'm here. And so I want to read this poem, and I want to try to reiterate about my life campaign. Please, $1. $1. If you need to, pass it out. And say, keep this on when you think about the women that's died, when you think about the young girls and the young boys who are being sexually harassed or sexually assaulted. And this is telling the people, I'm keeping my light on. That's my light campaign. 12 o'clock, noon, until 6 o'clock a.m. This is when it's usually violent in homes and families. Because they're either going to come home from some situation at work, or she's going to come home angry, they get into an argument, and then now here we go. Many of them don't make it. I thank God that I made it out. And so because I made it out, these type of messages people ain't going to like. But lump it. Here is the message I wrote, I think it's 2006. Let me see. Yes, 2006 I wrote this poem. And it was very special to me. Channel 13 wanted to do an interview with me about, what do I think about women who are being harassed or allow men to violate them or introduce themselves into these situations, and then they become either raped, not that it's an excuse for it, but or they become violently abused. What do you think about that? And so I was moved to write this piece, and I wrote this piece at my desk. I was working at the time, and I wrote it just that quick before my interview. And it's called I Am Lady. Listen to it. I am one of the few virtuous ones. I am far from woman or girl. I am graceful, innocent, compassionate, and meek. I am humble and strong. Mercy and grace is my strength. The purity and innocence of my heart inspire people to trust me because they know that I'm not evil or spoiled. Though I've suffered much pain and maternal labor for the birth of a man-child, yet I am a grateful mother and servant to my household and call. Daily I seek my Lord to nurture and prune my vineyard from emotional suffering and wounds from life-challenging pains. I prepare and bring it food to my family, feed the hungry, and provide shelter to the homeless without regrets, grumbling, or selfish gain. I nurture battle scars, counsel spiritual wounds, and nurse the sick. I reach out to the poor and needy to encourage and empower them with spiritual strength. Each morning, I reach for my robe of righteousness, and as I began to pray, I can sense the sweet-smelling savor of his presence. I often speak with words of kindness, wisdom, and faith to build up others and restore fragmented lives. I am cherished by my children, and others say they are blessed to have me as a friend. Though to lust the world is self-destructive and beauty is vain, I praise the Lord for creating a clean heart within me, for this allows my inward beauty to send an outward graceful glow that radiates and wins souls. I am humble, God-fearing, fearless of man, meek, full of hope, light, and love. Look at me. I'm not like all the rest. Unconditional love, forgiveness, God's grace, and mercy is my strength. I'm special. I'm his elect. Can't you see? I am lady. Isn't that beautiful? My daddy did that. And so I speak that to you today. You are lady. You are man. And this is what God is expecting us to be. And I pray that you who are a leader that is watching this, or you that may be challenged and feel lonely, or looking for someone to love you or to understand you in a way that nobody can, then it's going to be our daddy, God, that's going to complete that. It's not going to be me. I pray that this has blessed you, and I thank you for joining me today. Hopefully I'll come back another day. Not sure when. I'm still going to keep it real, real, real for you. Let's see who joined me today. Hi there, Mr. Quincy. Hi, Miss Francis and Kim. Hi there. Thanks for joining me. Hi there, Pastor Lenora. Hi there, lady Lila. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate y'all. Please share this message. I'd love for you to give me any comments that you'd like to say about this. And most importantly, please evangelize for such a time as this. God bless you. Love you in the Lord, and we will talk the next time.